Hi everyone, it's Henrik here. In the last video I showed you how to post a job when looking to hire freelancers. Now keep in mind that you are hiring the most important person for your project, except for you of course, and you're allowed to be picky, and you should be. So do not compromise and make sure that you go with someone who you are 100% comfortable with. So in this video we will look at how to screen and interview freelancers to pick the very best. Now for a more technical side of the interview process, check out Anthony's video here. And the motto for this lesson is hire slowly, fire quickly. So now that you've posted the job, you will start getting applicants very soon. Now you get to see many different types of developers, and here are the steps to separate the diamonds from the rough. Now the first thing is to remove any bid developer who did not include the code word in the bid. We won't waste any time on these. Secondly, remove any developer who does not have at least 100 to 200 hours logged or over $5,000 in earnings. Also take away anyone who does not have 4.5 stars. Then we look at remaining and check out what apps they have made before. Now often the developers feature their portfolio on their profile on the website on Elance, Freelancer and Odesk, and if not, they should have attached the portfolio to the bid they sent you. And you can also check out if they have a home page where they show their portfolio. Now when looking at the apps, see whether they have previously made some apps that feel similar to what your app should be. Now the app does not have to be exactly the same, but have some similar functions or look. Now if they have not made any that you feel are relevant, then keep looking at other developers, because there are plenty of fish in the sea. Now here you can see a screenshot from Elance, and you can see here on their portfolio that the portfolio is under their profile, and you can see the different projects they've already done. Now when it comes to looking at the different apps, for example, if you want to make a tower defense game, see whether they have made something with objects moving around on a map. And if you want to do a coupon app that pings people based on location, check that they have done work with GPS or maps before. Because the thing is, if a developer has never made a game before or some function you want, you don't want to be the person paying for their education. Let other people take care of that. And if they've never made a utility application, they will not have the skills needed to guide you through trouble spots. Because experience in making an app and different functions makes it so much easier for them to do it faster and better the next time around, making sure that you save money. And check that they have made apps in the price range compared to the one you want. This means that they have previous experience in handling projects the size of yours. Now you should be left with a selection of good developers who would probably all be able to finish your app. Now to find out which diamond is the best combination of quality, cost and compatibility with you. So grab a piece of paper or whatever you prefer for taking notes, because now you get to talk to these amazing people, and you should write down your thoughts when talking to them. So write down what comes to mind. Are they easy to talk to? Are they friendly? How is their English? Do they sound certain when answering your questions? And so on. And also write down the answers to the questions you ask them. This is so you have notes as references when making your final choice later. Now personally, I prefer talking to people on Skype or over the phone, as it is a good way of getting a take on their character, and it is much quicker than multiple emails. So to set up a call, send your chosen developers an email on the relevant webpage. For example, on Elance, you go to the proposal, as you can see here in the screenshot, and you click on the little letter icon, and then you write your message there. So send them a message asking for their Skype information, and let them know you want to have a talk with them. Now for this talk, you are interviewing them, and you don't need to be giving out a lot of information about your project. And screening people in this way is normal, and information about your app you should only be exchanging the details after they sign the non-disclosure agreement, and a little bit more on that later. So once you have their Skype information, call them up and have a 5 to 20 minute talk with them. And you will find a recommended list of questions and topics on our forums, so you don't need to think out all of this on your own. But there is also two things that I want to recommend here in the video, and that is to, number one, ask how many iterations are included in the price. Now, an iteration is how many times you are able to tweak your app without them increasing the cost of the project. And also let them know that you will be doing the jobs with milestone payments. Now, I use 25% upfront, 50% on final deliverable, not beta deliverable, but a release-ready app, and 25% when the app is accepted by Apple and it is in the store. Now, one of the, if not the, most important thing is communication. The developer needs to be able to speak English or your native tongue very well. If not, there will be too many misunderstandings and too much frustration. It's just not worth it, because there are so many skilled, cost-efficient developers who speak English well. Now, an example here is when I was discussing with a developer on one of my apps, and we were talking about a bug related to a specific screen in an app. And they spent a whole day working on it, and they could just not figure it out. So the next day we had a recap, and it turns out we had misunderstood each other completely, because they had been troubleshooting the wrong screen. So once this was cleared up, they fixed the bug in 15 minutes. And when it comes to designing the app, you have two choices. You can either hire a developer with design capabilities who will make the design in-house, or you can hire a separate designer. Now, I've worked with both types, and there is a lot of variety, because sometimes they have awesome designers in-house, but more often the results would be better when outsourcing to a design company. Now, the thing is that when outsourcing both to a developing company, you get a better total price. So it quickly becomes a choice of cost versus quality. Now, response time is another key thing for me, because some developers are on the ball and they help drive the project forward, while some, they just won't do anything without you hounding them. So pick developers who are on time, driven, and who wants to finish your project. So after talking to your chosen developers, compare them and see whom, if not all, you want to take to the next level. And I want to mention one thing again here. Be picky. You will be left with several teams you have a good feeling about. If not, just repost the jobs and you're bound to get many new applicants. And that's the joy of having a short deadline. So now it is time to look closer at their previous apps. So look at gameplay. Is it smooth? Are the mechanics fun? Look at the graphics. Do you like it? Is it well made? Look at the flow between screens. Are there any lag in the games? How have they done in-app purchases? How are the settings made? What are the layout of the apps? So see whose apps you like the most and pick them out of the lineup. Now, these are good developers. So now it is time to send your non-disclosure agreement, the NDA, have them print it, sign it, scan it, and return it to you. The non-disclosure disclosure agreement means that they are not allowed to talk to other people about your project or the ideas, and it helps to keep it all yours. Now, for an NDA blueprint, check out our forums. Now, after they have signed comes the time when you describe your project in detail. So when explaining the project, you should have the following ready: frameworks, mockups, a feature list, and an app description. Now, for more on these documents, check out the links, or you can go to our forums and they will also be available there. So you want to take all this, send it to the developer so they can familiarize themselves with the project. Then you have a call with them and you describe the app to the developer using your own words. And then get as much feedback from the developers here as possible, and then incorporate it into the design. Now, they may have spotted a design flaw, a way to streamline the app better, a feature that is redundant, a feature that is unrealistic, or a feature that you should be thinking about adding. So take in all of this and then use it when describing the project to the next developer. Now, using this method during a project, I was able to weed out which developers had the creativity and the knowledge to implement certain features, which others thought was impossible. And that made the choice of developers much easier. So make sure that developers are completely clear on what your app needs and that they know exactly how to do it. As mentioned, you don't want to be paying for their education. You are paying for the skills they already have. So the only thing that we want to hear at this stage is, yeah, we know how to do that. So once the developers understand the specific details of your app, they will give you a precise bid on your app, which is why we have not discussed it before now. And as we write a very basic app description on Elance and the other web pages, the bids there will be close estimates. But now, after you've gone through this process and talked to them about the details, they know exactly what to do and they will give you a detailed bid. So now comes the time to make your choice and hire a developer. Gather the bids you have received, your notes, and make a pro-con or an Excel sheet or whatever other method you use when evaluating alternatives, and then make your choice. It is fine to follow your gut on this, because any developer left at this stage will be able to create your app. So call them again, let them know you want to hire them and you only have a last detail to iron out. So let them know you want to start by creating and sending you a Hello World app. This is a super simple app you install on your phone. It opens up and it displays a message that you specify to the developers. Now, this little test shows you their work speed, that they are committed to the project, and also how they communicate details to you, such as how you can install a work-in-progress app on your phone. So once you're satisfied with their response to the Hello World app and you feel comfortable with the developer, start the project. So congratulations, you are well on your way towards your first app. And on working with developers, give them a little nudge on Skype every day and ask how the project is going. Get to know them a little, and once you do, any problem you encounter can be solved in a calm and professionally friendly manner. And the thing about working with developers repeatedly is that it's a great way to improve both the speed of delivery, communication efficiency, and also to get a good discount. So when you find a developer you enjoy working with who deliver good apps, give yourself a pat on the back and know that you have accomplished something important. And if you're watching this video online or listening to this podcast from iTunes, make sure to visit our website. We have lots of extra bonus materials there and a forum you can participate in and ask your questions. You can also register for the full course on our site and get access to all the resources we offer the course participants. And remember, it is completely free, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So sign up today at www.30dayappchallenge.com. That's www.30dayappchallenge.com. Thanks for watching.